everybody. Welcome. Today we are learning about the newest non-dairy milk on the block, NotMilk from NotCo. So I'm Eleanor. I'm social media manager here at Mom's Meat, and I'm joined today by Flavia Buckman, who is the Chief Marketing Officer of NotCo, a mom of 2 beautiful kids, 3 pets, and she's also a cooking mastermind. She's lived all over the world, including Brazil, Chile, and the United States, and she loves to create plant-based recipes. Thank you so much for joining us today, Flavia.
Oh, thank you, Eleanor. I don't know about masterminds, but I do like cooking, so let's see.
So before we jump into it completely, I just want to say a little bit about Mom's Meat for anyone who's new. You can go to momsmeat.com, sign up for free to sample products, and it's totally free to sample, totally free to apply. So definitely want to head over and go to momsmeat.com, join for free. So this event is brought to you by NotCo. They are the creators of NotMilk, which is a 100% plant-based non-dairy alternative that offers a delicious and sustainable option without compromising on the taste you love. So during this event, representatives from NotCo are going to be responding to your comments. So feel free to post any questions you have for them. And I'm also going to be sampling NotMilk, and I'm going to be making some mini recipes later. So definitely stay tuned. And as always, we've got some great prizes. NotCo is giving away these awesome little handheld blenders called Blendies that I think Flavia is going to be showing later as well. They're so cool. They make it super easy to whip up stuff. So comment, like, share the video for your chance to win. And we want to know, what types of milk do you usually drink? And do you drink non-dairy? If so, what types of non-dairy? So comment, let us know, and we'll announce winners on Monday. All right, let's jump right into it then. So I think it's absolutely fabulous that you live such an awesome plant-based lifestyle. I always do my best to try to reduce how much meat I'm eating, and I'm actually allergic to dairy, so non-dairy options are like the way to go for me. I always am trying to look for better non-dairy options. It's one of the reasons I'm so excited to be on this Facebook Live and getting to sample NotCo and chat with you. So I know you've been plant-based for a while now, so you probably have a lot of great knowledge to share, and how you keep up with it. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, well, I can share about my journey. So, of course, we are seeing more and more people wanting to reduce consumption of animal-based products for different reasons. So my reason was because of animal welfare. So way before joining NotCo, I started to think about my life. I didn't have any allergy, but I wanted to consume more responsibly to the planet, to the animals. So I was thinking about how could I do that. I think it comes with, I don't know, age and having kids and thinking about what is the planet that I want to live, what is the responsibility that I want to have to all other living creatures. For me, the hardest part was because I was also passionate about food in general. So it was not only the pleasure of eating, it was the thing that I thought that I was changing my brand positioning, you know, my personality. Because I was a person that liked to experiment, to travel and know local foods. And I was thinking that I would have to reduce my options, which of course is the case. Some things I have to let go. But that's why I love joining NotCo, and I ended up changing my career too to help on this evolution, because I want to be sure that we have more and more options. So also it was a learning for me on how to cook in different ways, how to appreciate different flavors, how to work more with spices, how to understand more what I was eating and what is a milk. So how can I really reproduce that, understanding the fat components, the sweetener components. So it was at the end a discovery, and I've been very happy vegetarian for 7 years now.
Wow, that's amazing. I like I said, I try to do my best to be a little plant-based. I'm not as good as I could be, but I definitely, the dairy thing, having non-dairy options is amazing. And I agree with the whole making recipes and trying new things and flavors. I think making plant-based recipes is so fun and unique. And I really like to avoid most of the time using like non-dairy substitutes. I like mixing things up a little bit more, but having a milk like this, I know is a great option because you can swap it in for so many things like better dairy and then not have to compromise on the taste, the texture, and even the types of ways that you cook with it. So do you have any recipes, like favorite recipes you like to make in general? We'd love to hear some.
Yeah, I'll tell a couple and also share a little bit of my perspective on that. It's of course biased. I work for the company now, but the reason why I ended up working for the company is that I like what they were doing and how we are doing. But the flavor part for me was super important for 2 reasons. One, because I was a dairy fan, so I never had any trouble with it, and I always loved the smell of milk. The fattier, the better. I always like it. the milk itself. So that was one of the things that I adapted, and I did more or less like your approach. I tried not to replace, just like do things alternatively, but not exactly replacing. I found some options that were okay for some usage, like having it with chocolate was okay, but with coffee, I didn't like the flavor. For cooking, I didn't like the vanilla flavor that normally the plant-based that they have to mask the protein. So for me, it was okay. When I went to Chile, so the company was originally founded in Chile, so I did my interview there. When I went there to know the company, I remember like smelling the milk and thinking, wow, what is that? I'm having milk again. So for me, it was really like exciting as a consumer. And the other part of it is my kids, because it's hard to evolve the taste of your kids. Like they're used to some stuff, and now they call NotMilk the awesomest milk. That's how they say. They like to play with words. So when I do it with chocolates, they're like, oh, I want to have the awesomest milk. So it is really for me, it was important, and it is important as a company, as a promise. And for me personally, I do buy into that you need to be able to reproduce the flavor and the usability of your memories, of the things that you use it to. It's very hard to change habits. So like we can change, but it's harder.
Yeah.
So let's make it easier for consumers to change without changing. That's what we say. So my favorite recipe. So there's one that I'm going to share with you. There is not something that I do every day, but I went after the NotCo chefs to teach me how to do it, because I really like when I have my coffee at the NotCo office, they do whipped cream. As a Brazilian, I didn't grow up on whipped cream. Like it doesn't, I mean, it exists, but you don't normally put on your coffee. And then I came here and I really like the idea of having especially an icy coffee with whipped cream, but it's very hard to find that plant-based. Normally they do have a coconut flavor that I don't mind, but I don't like in my coffee.
Yeah.
So when they did it with NotMilk, I was like, that's perfect. So that's the one that I want to share with you. I don't know, Eleanor, if you prefer, I can give the recipe now and show you, or at the end. I think that's one.
Yeah, we can do it now if you want. Yeah, if you have, you want to show us, that would be great.
I can just go through it, because I got the recipe. So I'm gonna go through it and just and then I'm gonna show how it's the end result of it. We can have a coffee together.
Perfect.
So let's see. First of all, not more or less. Let's be more precise now, because I'm not a chef. So I think it's better to follow the recipe just for the sake of being correct. So 2 cups of NotMilk. I use the whole version. Honestly, I don't know if it worked with 2%. Like I said, I like my whole milk. So that's the one. That's the one that I have in here. So 2 cups of this. I go for the ingredients, and half teaspoon of agar-agar. You know what it is?
Oh, yeah, it's the thickener,
to make it thicker, and also the xanthan gum. Those are 2 things that some people might not have in the kitchen, but they are not hard to find at all. You can buy online, you can buy on the supermarkets, they are there. Also potato starch that you can find in any supermarket, just to make it more thick, and coconut oil. So basically that's all it is. Let's see if I skip anything. No, and sugar. I cannot skip sugar. It needs to be whipped cream. It needs to be sweet. So sugar as well. So quantities: 2 cups of NotMilk, half teaspoon of the agar-agar, half teaspoon of xanthan gum, 1 tablespoon of potato starch. I can write it down later also to make sure.
Yeah, we can share with our audience later then too. We can type it out in the comments for them.
Okay, and 1 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. So it's not much, but enough to also help with the consistency as well. And half cup of coconut oil. And then you can test also what you prefer. There are a couple of tricks on that. First of all, to heat up the milk. So you heat up the milk, then when it's about to simmer or it's starting to simmer, you just take off from the range, from the fire. And then you add the powdered parts, everything except the coconut oil. Then you're going to mix it well to make sure that you really mix it, that you don't have powders in there. Then you put on a blender. I think the blender is the easiest way to do it. And add the coconut oil. Just probably, if it's still hot, and it should be at least warm, careful with the blender. You should leave the cap open a little bit to make sure that it's not going to explode. I'm just charging my computer now. And then you leave it to cold. I mean, warm is not enough. You have to leave it until it gets to room temperature. Then you're gonna put on the siphon, and that's the second trick. I don't know if you have a siphon at home. I'm gonna show you mine.
Okay.
You can buy it anywhere. You can buy it on Amazon, whatever. And I did it because I'm not living in my home right now. I did it with the Blendzy. That's the one that we're giving away. I wanted to test it, and it worked super well. So it's just a smaller quantity, so I had to do like 2 or 3 times. But then you put on the siphon and let it rest. And you have to charge it. You know how? I mean, for those who doesn't know, I'm gonna show that how to charge the siphon. Then you let it rest on the fridge horizontally for at least 20 hours, and it's done. So I'm going to show you the final results. So give me 1 second. I'm going to step out from the table, and I'm going to show you with my coffee.
Yeah, perfect. No, I'll say to our moms who are watching right now, I don't know if anyone else has any experience with non-dairy whipped cream, but I always find that it's just not as satisfying. So this is really exciting to me as someone who loves whipped cream on all sorts of things, that you can make whipped cream that's non-dairy and it still tastes super satisfying. And we'll talk a little bit more later about NotMilk's flavor profile, but it really does have that flavor and smell of dairy. So it doesn't make it feel like you're having something necessarily super plant-based that way, which I appreciate and I love. But we're also going to be doing a little coffee later, so you guys will get to see kind of the consistency and the texture of NotMilk. So I'm super excited to show you that as well. I know, so there's 2 types. Oh, here she comes back. I was going to say, this is the whole milk. Just going to show that packaging, and then they also have a 2% used fat milk. So you said use the whole milk for this.
Yay! Those are my most recent babies.
Yes.
Yeah. So first challenge, I had the same feeling. For me, whipped cream with coconuts, a lot of coconut flavor on it. It's, again, just coconut cream. But this one was easier to do. Of course, I had access to the chef's recipe. I asked them. But now I don't think it's hard to do at all. You only have to buy the siphon if you don't have it. But it's super cool to have it also for like table purpose. You're gonna see it's I like the experience. I like to play with that. The challenging part for me is to pronounce whipped. It's very hard for Brazilians to pronounce the ed at the end.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Yeah, it's a interesting part of it. But then let's go to the coffee. I like iced coffee, especially now, and I like my coffee with more milky than coffee. So of course it's up to your taste. So what I did, and I normally have that on the freezer. So I did some ice with coffee. So I just do the coffee, put on the ice tray. Because then it's super easy to pour the milk over it. Yay. And if I was not on camera, I would add sugar as well. But I decided to. But if it's like a tough day at work, tough day with the kids, I would definitely put a spoon of sugar on it. But it works as well without it. So that's just my taste. Let's see. So just for you to see also, I'm in love with that now. So. And you can see that in 10 seconds. That's not my product, but I'm just selling it because I like it. So.
Wow, I was going to say, I was like, oh, that was quick.
10 seconds, you cannot hear anymore the ice. So I think it's a good product. So you can see it's super whitey because I like it to be more milk than coffee. I think there's still some ice here. There we go. And then the magic, that's the part. Let's see if it's gonna work. I think I decided to go the hard way because I really missed the whipped cream, but that's hard to do live. Let's see if it's gonna work. But I think it's fun too. Kids love when I do that. So that's why I bought the siphon first. So let's see if you can see that.
Well, that's perfect for any kids who have dairy allergies. Yeah.
See? Now my computer is full with cream, but it should work. So
oh yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Not the perfect shots, but
that's okay. We're home cooks. We're not chefs, so
yeah. No, and I had to try it so many times, so I don't think I barely have any left. I want to make sure that it was perfect at the end. Not exactly perfect, but I mean, I'm just gonna show you again for you to see the consistency. It's really the whipped cream. It's not like just thin cream.
Yeah.
That would be, now I'm going to have a little bit of
There
coffee.
you go. I was
and
gonna say, I've got a little bit of coffee here. I can show you guys. I'm gonna use the whole milk as well, so I'm just gonna jump this in. This is like my favorite when you like get like the milk shots in it. You can see how creamy it is, and it just makes it look so good. Oh my gosh. Yum.
Yeah. I'm really proud of this product. Like I said, I'm a fan of milk, so being able to have it, I think I'm out of charge.
But yeah, I mean, I would love to also jump into some questions with you real quick too, because I know we just made these quick little coffee drinks, but I'd love to learn a little bit more about NotCo and your background working with it. So obviously whipped cream is one way you use your family. Are there any other recipes or suggestions you have to use it?
Okay, so let's talk about the recipes because I think that's the more interesting part, and then I talk more about myself and the company too.
Okay.
So other thing that I like about NotMilk as well is that I can cook salty dishes with that. So one that I do that is super easy is just to do the white cream or the bechamel or variations of that.
Yeah.
You can actually I do probably 3 times a week because it's an easy thing for kids' dinner. I just do the rocks. That's how I say, right? The mix of butter, and I use plant-based butter as well, that we don't have at NotCo yet. But so I use plant-based butter, flour, and you just mix on the low heat. Then you add a little bit of milk until it really incorporates. And then you keep adding more milk, and you're going to have a thick sauce. And then you can go from that and add whatever you want. Sometimes I add mustard or cheese. In my case, plant-based cheese always. You can add a little bit of tomato sauce as well to make it more pinkish.
Ooh,
that's how, and that's pretty much how I do mac and cheese also for the kids.
Yeah.
Or you can keep it simple and just season with nutmeg. That's something that I use also for the white cream. So it's a white sauce for you to use it as it is, or as a base for a lot of other things. So that and pasta, it's like 3 times a week at my home.
Yeah, that sounds delicious. That's actually a great thing, though, just to make a note of, because I always try to make cream sauces with other non-dairy milks, and they're either too sweet or they have like a funky flavor. So it's amazing that this is able to be used regularly in cooking like that. You don't have to worry the same way.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna move to the company story, because I think it has to do with that. So I've been seeing some questions on, can we freeze, can we cook, basically it behaves as a normal cow milk.
Okay.
And that's the beauty of it. So dulce de leche, that's something that Argentinians love, yogurt, everything you can do, because there is actually protein on it. That is not lactose, but we do have proteins and sugars that are very similar to what we have on the cow milk products. And that's how I'm going to start to tell the story of the company, and then I can tell a little bit about myself as well. So NotCo was created in Chile in 2017.
Okay.
The first product was a mayonnaise, not a milk. Yeah, I mean, Chileans are crazy about mayonnaise. I didn't know that until I lived there for 1 year. It's like there's no ketchup there. Everything is mayonnaise. Hot dog has mayonnaise. Everything, mayonnaise and avocado, like everywhere and with everything. So they did a plant-based mayonnaise, no eggs, no addition of anything that is animal byproduct. And honestly, it's now my favorite mayo by far. I even asked Matias, the founder of the company, was traveling from Chile to here last week, and I asked him, can you bring me some NotMayo, because we don't have that here yet. It was created the first product was sold in 2017. That was the mayonnaise, and then the milk was in 2019. But the company started this like background in 2015, and it started by algorithm. That's something that I want to talk about, because I think it talks also a lot with my interest in cooking. The way I like to explain, we call this algorithm Giuseppe. And the way I explain how Giuseppe works is that it does what every cook does. When you see a recipe and you want to reproduce it, you start to think about the properties and the things that you need. Is it sweet? So probably I'm going to need some kind of sugar. Oh, I don't want to use sugar, so maybe I can use agave, but I have to think about the sweetener component, right? Oh, I need it to be fluff. So I need to think about what can give me fluffiness.
Mhm.
We don't go like step by step like that, but more or
Mhm.
less that's how we think when we're cooking. We're thinking about how can I reproduce this texture, texture, taste, and nutritional value as well, and even
Mhm.
color. So Giuseppe is an artificial intelligence algorithm that works with those four variables exactly to look for perfect match between animal-based and plant-based.
Mhm.
So basically, if you think about any dish, don't think about ingredients, but a dish. I want to do, I don't know, let's think about mashed potato. If I give these targets to Giuseppe and I can do that, actually there is an interface. So also one of my first things inside NotCo was the team from our, artificial intelligence always ask you, what do you want to create? And then they go there with you. That's
That's
amazing.
so
And you
cool.
can type in, of course I am Brazilian, so I said condensed milk. That's
Mhm.
a national passion. And then after a while, Giuseppe starts to generate things that have molecularly the same behavior as a condensed milk or a mashed potato. So basically, it finds in the plant-based the same sequence of like things that already exist, and they're going to be combined and create the same thing that you have in the animal product.
Wow, that's
So
amazing.
basically, yeah, it's super interesting. And you put nut milk on a RFTR analysis.
Mhm.
That is an analysis that defines what is the matter in that thing that they are analyzing, and the curve of the graphic, it's pretty much the same from for nut milk and the cow milk, which is not the
Wow.
same for other plant-based milk. Um, so it's really a way to reproduce it. And how is it possible? Because if you think about it, we have more than 300,000 plants that are already discovered. So I'm not thinking about new species. Like we have more or less in the nature 300,000 species of plants. More or less between 30 and 40,000 are already edible. So
Mhm.
FDA and others around the world already approved that to be edible sources. Uh, we basically only use in the western side of the world 200 of that. And
Oh.
to be honest, I would say 11 because 90% of our plant-based calories
Mhm.
come from 11 grains. So and that talks a lot about your allergy and everything. One of the
Mhm.
theories is that we ended up developing so many intolerance and allergies to ingredients because we use them too much. We don't export diversity
Yeah.
in the society. So what Giuseppe can do is to do the same thing that I do when I'm trying to cook, but elevate it to the
Mhm.
infinite because it can really understand way more ingredients than I can and can really understand and learn every day. Since it's machine learning,
Mhm.
since it's artificial intelligence, it can learn like every day new recipes, new ways to do it, new ways to decompose material and to understand what is behind the texture, what is
Wow.
behind the taste. So when I heard about that, I was like that, wow, wow, wow.
That's crazy.
And then, I mean, myself, right? So, like you said, I'm a mother of two,
Mhm.
plus my pets and my plants and everything else that I try to take care of. Um, and I've been working with marketing for the past 20 years. So I started working for Unilever, then I worked for Coca-Cola for 10 years.
Mhm.
And at some point, I was like, I really want to be part of this food revolution. I've been hearing about that, studying that, even professionally.
Mhm.
And when I heard about what NotCo was doing, at the same time was like fantastic and so simple. Because if you think about it, it is simple.
Mhm.
What is hard is what is behind that. How can we teach a machine to understand food? So there's a lot of thing about that, how the machine works with the chefs. So the chefs recreate whatever suggestion the machine gives them and then they inform back the machine and, oh, you're right here, wrong there. And of course, all the machine learning scientists, they are really, the data science, they are really finding new database and ways to train the machine. But for me, it was like, I can understand that. We're not doing any GMO or creating any ingredients or any process. We're just looking into a vast nature and looking for things that could do the same effect that animal-based materials can do.
Mhm.
So for me, it was like, oh, that's what I want to be part of. So
Yeah.
that's how I jumped in, and that has been my passion since 2019.
Wow, that's incredible. So, talking a little bit more about the artificial intelligence and creating these things that are so similar to milk, can you tell us a little bit more about NotCo versus like a dairy milk in terms of the nutritional value, that sort of thing?
Sure, we tend, I mean, I'm going to talk in general and then do some comparisons too. We try to be very similar to the target, to the original or to the traditional reference. So here we have milk. In US, we only have NotMilk so far. But in other markets, we have NotMilk, not mayo, and many flavors of mayonnaise, not ice cream, not burger, and we're going to be launching new products in 1 month.
I was going to say, are any of those coming to the US?
They are. I can't say when. We're going to be launching another one, not in US this month, but more things are coming to US as well. Awesome. And the beauty of machine learning is also that it learns fast. So we've tried even things that are not going to be in our portfolio. So canned tuna, cheese. What else? I was thinking the most amazing things that we've tried at NotCo. All types of creams. I tasted that in the office because it's important to do that, to give Giuseppe the algorithm some targets, because he gets smarter and smarter as much as he tries. So everything from sausage, hot dog, everything we try, some of them are really close already in the first try, close to the target. Some are, we have to learn more, but we can do virtually anything. So it's just a matter of training the algorithm to do that. What else? So I forgot where I was going.
The nutritional versus milk versus not milk.
Oh, sure. So we try to reproduce the exact same nutritional value. There are some natural advantages because, for instance, if you think about, we're never going to have cholesterol because plants don't have cholesterol naturally. So there are some advantages, but I'm not go there like claiming. We do have less calorie, for instance, in NotMilk than in cow milk. The difference is 110 per cup versus 150 per cup in average for a whole milk. That's not my key battle. So I'm not there to make diet products or to make, I wanted to make it as closer as possible to the reference. So we do have the same, and we are worried about nutritional value. So for instance, milk is something that I give to my kids every day, twice a day. I want to make sure that whatever milk that I'm giving them has the protein, has calcium, has vitamins. So that's a mantra inside NotCo. We have to have the same, very similar nutritional profile as the reference. Because I don't want to push the consumers. They need to be checking everything and making sure that they are having their nutritional needs satisfied. It's very hard as moms, as parents, to be able to do that. So not burger, for instance, very similar protein level. We have like 21 grams in a cow burger, ours has 19. So it's really, really, really similar to what we have. Some other comparisons. So the ingredients are from plants. That's the main difference. But nutritional value tends to be very similar.
Wow, awesome. I was going to say, we're running low on time, so I want to make sure to our audience watching right now that they know that we have a coupon on the Moms Meet Coupon Center. So you guys can go over and clip a $2 off coupon on the Moms Meet Coupon Center. I've been seeing some stuff coming about how you want to go try and all of that. So you definitely want to make sure you clip the coupon and get that so you can make sure you're getting your discount on that. But I am just blown away by all of this information. This is so amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. I think this is definitely something that I personally know that I'm going to be buying again because it tastes so good. And it's again, you're saying it's so similar to milk with the nutrition profile. For our moms out there who want to try it, you can go visit notco.com/US/where to buy to find a store near you. So remember, so NotCo, like she was saying, is international. So make sure you go to the notco.com/US website, and you're also going to be able to find other recipes and stuff there. Clip your coupon, go check it out, make sure you try it. Yeah, Flavia, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you. It has been a pleasure, really, to know the group and to talk more about some of my passions. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah. And we will be announcing winners on Monday of the Blendies, the little handheld blender. So make sure you're commenting, liking, and sharing for your chance to win. And we hope you guys have a great weekend. Happy summer, all of that. So thanks, guys. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.